Are you getting frustrated with what to feed a teenager who's always hungry? Everybody knows that teenagers have a huge appetite. It seems like you need to feed them constantly to satisfy their hunger. It's even more difficult where teenagers who struggle with their weight truly want to make changes, like cut down on junk food or stop overeating, and they can't. There's frustration, isolation, stress, and that's why I decided to create a recipe collection of 30 easy and healthy meals for teenagers. They're all high in protein to satisfy your teenager's hunger, and they can all be ready in less than 30 minutes. If you want to grab a free copy, go to lifestyleforteens.com/recipes.
This is the Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens podcast. If you're a mom and want to help your child who is struggling to lose weight, you are in the right place. If you are looking for healthy lifestyle tips, Dr. Gourgari is here to help you understand the science around safe weight loss in teens and children. Because what works for adult weight loss is not always the best for children. This podcast is for educational purposes only. Dr. Gourgari does not provide medical, psychological, or nutrition therapy advice. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problems without consulting your own medical practitioner. And now, your host, Dr. Jenny Gourgari.
Welcome to another episode of the Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens podcast. This is Dr. Jenny Gourgari, and on today's episode, I decided to give a breakdown of the puberty hormones and how these puberty hormones can affect the journey in teenagers that they're trying to get to a healthier weight. Because puberty is a time period where a lot of changes are happening, both in terms of external changes in teenagers' bodies, but also internally because of all those huge hormonal fluctuations. And you probably have noticed how a lot of teenagers have mood swings, that can have cravings. And I just wanted to give like a basic breakdown on what are the most important puberty hormones and how those affect the metabolism and how those affect our teenagers when they're trying to get to a healthier weight, so that we can better understand how to help them and how to support them in their journey. So I'm going to start with one basic big hormone, which is the growth hormone. Growth hormone is a hormone that is produced by the pituitary, which is a small gland behind the eyes, and it's responsible for growth spurt. And teenagers and children that don't have enough growth hormone, they don't grow well. Now, when it comes to growth hormone effects in terms of their body fat, growth hormone is one of the hormones that supports building strong muscles and strong bones. It helps break down the fat and make more muscle. And this is also one of the reasons why some competitive athletes may use illegally growth hormone, because they want to increase their muscle strength. So there is a lot of muscle mass that's happening with growth hormone. And when teenagers go into growth spurt, they have high levels of growth hormone, and that is in their favor because they can build more muscle because they have higher levels of growth hormone compared to adults, because adults have stopped growing. Now, the other thing that is very important when it comes to growth hormone is the fact that when growth hormone makes kids taller, even if they don't lose any weight, they thin out just because they have grown a lot. So they build longer bones, they become taller, and therefore, even if they have the same height, they have a better body mass index, as we call it. If you don't know what body mass index is, I encourage you to go and listen to episode 1, where I explain more about what body mass index is and how you can figure out what's the ideal body weight for a child that has a particular height and weight. Okay, so overall, growth hormone that is very high in teenagers has very beneficial effects when it comes to reducing body fat and also promoting lean body mass, muscle mass. So therefore, if you have more muscle mass, that directly increases the metabolism because muscle burns more calories compared to fat. All teenagers out there should be very happy that they're still growing, if they're still growing, because they still have high levels of growth hormone, and that is beneficial for them in terms of getting to a better weight, a more ideal weight, and a healthier weight. Okay, the second hormone is the thyroid hormone. So the thyroid is a gland that is here on the neck, and there is a hormone that is called thyroid stimulating hormone, which is, again, is produced by the pituitary gland, which is here behind the eyes in the pituitary gland in the brain. That hormone gives a signal to the thyroid to produce the active hormones T3 and T4. So when the levels of the thyroid hormone are good, that stimulates good metabolism. People that have untreated hypothyroidism, they have low T3 and low T4, that slows down their metabolism. That's why they can have increased weight gain. So too little thyroid hormone can lead to weight gain. Too much thyroid hormone can lead to weight loss. So that's one of the basic hormones we look at to make sure that the thyroid is good when we are evaluating for any hormonal imbalances, when we are evaluating for healthy weight gain versus not in teenagers. Okay, the third hormone that plays a significant role in teenagers in terms of their metabolism and their puberty hormones is the estradiol and testosterone. Those are the hormones that give the sex differences characteristics. For example, estrogen is responsible for making girls have more breasts, have more fat around their hips, and they also regulate their menses. So when there are irregularities in girls in terms of their estrogen, when they're having too little estrogen or too much estrogen, that can lead to abnormalities in their sexual development, and they can also lead abnormalities to their fat distribution. In general, the higher estrogen levels favor deposition of body fat around the hips, the thighs, and the breast. And the reason is because human nature wants to prepare the female body for reproduction. And in fact, girls that don't have enough estrogen can lose their periods for the same reason. So it is not unexpected that have more body fat compared to boys because they have more estrogen. That's normal. That's like what human nature has made girls to be different than boys. And I want every teenager out there to hear me saying that so that they can accept their body fatness to the degree that is normal and to the degree that is expected for them, because simply they are females. And it's not because they did something wrong. Okay, now moving to the other hormone, which is testosterone. Testosterone is the main driver of puberty changes in boys. And also what testosterone does, besides having the sexual characteristics in boys, like pubic hair, deepened voice, more growth, hair in the body, and all those things, it can also help to build more muscle mass. And that is the reason why naturally boys are more muscular than girls, because the higher testosterone levels favor their boys for building easier muscle mass. And this is, again, one of the reasons why some competitive athletes may use testosterone because they want to build muscle mass. Now, again, I want the teenagers, boys out there to hear me when I say that this is a big advantage that you can use. Having higher testosterone levels can help you build more muscle mass, and having more muscle mass can reduce your overall fat storage in your body. Now, again, by itself, testosterone is not enough. So you have to put some effort, and the more effort you put, the more muscle mass you're going to have. Otherwise, everybody, all men would be very muscular, which is not the case. But what I'm trying to say is that you can use this to your advantage because you are at a much better position to build muscle mass when you have a lot of testosterone. Okay, another hormone that is very high and low, both fluctuating levels actually during the day, is the hormone that is called cortisol. So cortisol is the hormone that typically is higher in the morning, and that's when we wake up in the morning, we want to have a lot of energy. It's this fight or flight response, and it helps our body respond to the stress. It helps our body prepare for the day so that we're ready to fight for whatever comes in front of us. And while this is a good effect, it can also have other effects. If it is too much cortisol, too much stress, that can lead to increased body fat, because cortisol is a hormone that helps store fat in your body. So being a teenager, having this higher stress level, higher cortisol level, makes you more prone to have more body fat in your body compared to if you are able to handle your stress better and not have so many cortisol fluctuations. The characteristic of having too much body fat because of higher cortisol level is that you have more body fat that tends to be around the stomach area, the abdomen area, compared to other cases when it's not so much cortisol driven, that you have general body fatness. So too much cortisol can lead to too much fat around the belly, and also you can also see around the face. So the face looks like a round face, like a moon, a kind of face. Now, finally, another hormone that is very important is called leptin. So leptin is the hormone that is secreted by body fat, and it tells your brain that you had enough food and you can stop. And it helps regulate the appetite and helps regulate how much you eat and when you stop to eat. In puberty, leptin levels are higher compared to adults. However, there's also this effect that is called leptin resistance during puberty, which basically what it means is that even though the leptin hormone can be very high during puberty, it doesn't work because it is so high levels. So to overcome that, again, there are lifestyle modifications that teenagers can do to help regulate this leptin resistance so that they can feel more in tune with their appetite and their fullness signals. So to summarize, the main hormones that are important for metabolism during puberty include growth hormone, thyroid hormone, testosterone, estradiol, cortisol, and leptin levels. Now, all these big fluctuations happen during puberty, and I'm here to support you when you want to balance all these hormones in a healthy and natural way so that you can achieve your ideal weight. So I will be focusing more on how to do this on future episodes, but I wanted this episode to be about the basic understanding of hormones and how they affect teenagers as they try to get into a healthier weight. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.
If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, I invite you to come check out the LIFT program. It's Dr. Gourgari's 12-week coaching program for teens and their moms, where we take all this information, we apply it to your daily life, and we work together so your teenager learns how to create a healthy lifestyle so they can feel happier, more confident, less stressed, and love their body again. Visit the website at lifestyleforteens.com and click on the Work With Me and free resources to learn more about this program and get free help to start this journey right away. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens.